I welcome you all with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace, mercy, and blessings of Creator of the universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be on all of you. Myself, Dr Ahamad Shaikh, PhD, DSc, Doctor of Science, Head of Chemistry Department, Maharashtra College, Mumbai University. President, Islamic Vision Research Center. Today I will share with you regarding Pharaoh, his mummy, and research on his mummy by Maurice Bucaille. As it is known that in 1898, from King's Valley, among the mummies, royal mummies, Egyptians came to know Pharaoh's mummy. And it was later on by friends, it was requested to Egyptian for research on Pharaoh's mummy. At that time, the body of Pharaoh was transferred from Egypt to France. At that time, France president, his senior officers and the ministers, they lined up the plane carrying the coffin of the body of Pharaoh. They bowed down and they gave all the respect as it was given to a royal way to a live Pharaoh. After the red carpet ceremony was over, body was taken for research by eminent scientists, surgeons, anatomists, and archaeologists. And the head of that team was Maurice Bucaille. Maurice Bucaille was preparing the report at the late night that whether the body of Pharaoh was drawn, but there was a shining evidence of the salt which was stuck to the body. One person said, need not worry, in glorious Quran, Muslims Quran, it is mentioned Pharaoh was drawn. Then he was talking about the body is intact. He was producing and preparing the final report that Pharaoh was drawn, swiftly taken out and mummified. Another friend said, not to worry. In glorious Quran, again it is given that his body was drawn and it was saved. And I'll tell you, it is the verse of glorious Quran, chapter number 10, Surah Yunus, verse number 92. فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّكَ بِبَدَنِكَ لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا لَغَافِلُونَ. Today we will save him in his body. Today we will save him in his body and will make it to swim so that he will be sign for people to come. आज के दिन उसकी लाशा को हम किनारे लगा देंगे, उसको उसमें रखेंगे ताकि वो आने वालों के लिए निशानी हो. At this, Maurice Bucaille was astonished. His surprise got doubled. He asked where it is quoted in the glorious Quran. Later on, he asked for the copy of Torah, that is the Bible. In Bible, in Exodus, chapter number 14, verse number 28, book of Psalm, chapter 106, verse number 11, chapter 136, verse number 15, it is mentioned that Pharaoh was drawn in the Red Sea. Red Sea में फिरौन गर्क हुआ, लेकिन उसके बाद ये पता न चला उसकी बॉडी का क्या हुआ. But it was not mentioned that whether he was intact or not. Only he was drawn. But in the glorious Quran, chapter number 26, Ashura, verse number 66, it is mentioned that Pharaoh was drawn. And chapter number 10, verse number 92, it is mentioned that he will be ferried. He will be swimmed out. His body will be intact. So he was surprised. The Pharaoh's body, after the experiment was over, in a splendid glass coffin, it was returned back to Egypt. And Pharaoh was in the museum, and Pharaoh's body is still in the museum of Egypt. Maurice Bucaille did packing, and at the same time, there was a conference in Saudi Arabia where galaxy of Muslim anatomists were about to come. Maurice Bucaille visited over there and participated in the conference and started sharing his research on Pharaoh. When he was talking about body of Pharaoh, it was drawn and it was found intact. It was mummified. One scientist stood from the midst of the crowd and said, فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّكَ بِبَدَنِكَ لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا لَغَافِلُونَ فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّكَ بِبَدَنِكَ لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا لَغَافِلُونَ. Chapter number 10, verse number 92. Today we will make Pharaoh's body saved, will swim it out so that he may be sign for people to come. आज के दिन फिरौन को उसके जिस्म में रखेंगे, उसकी डेड बॉडी को, ताकि आने वालों के लिए निशानी हो. Morris Bucaille got excited and stood up and said, I am converted to Islam, and he recited La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. जैसा कि हमने आपको बताया, फिरौन का जिस्म इजिप्ट के म्यूजियम में, मिस्र के म्यूजियम में आज भी मौजूद है. मॉरिस बुकाइल ने जब इस पर रिसर्च किया तो उन्होंने पाया कि समंदर में फिरौन का जिस्म डूबा तो जरूर, लेकिन वो बाहर कर दिया गया, उसे ममीफाई किया गया और वो इंटैक्ट है, अच्छी सूरत में है. तो उन्हें ताज्जुब हुआ और उस पर रिसर्च करने के बाद कॉन्फ्रेंस में जब आए तो उन्होंने कलिमा पढ़ लिया और मुसलमान बन गए. तो पता ये चला मॉरिस बुकाइल ने रिसर्च किया और कुरान से 1400 साल पहले ऐलान कर रहा है. अस्सलामु अलैकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू.